Assalamualaikum and a very good day to Dr. Zubin. Today, we are presenting for the third case titled Living by Numbers. I am intern Emilia binti Supardi, introducing my other group members, Nurul Syafiqah, Hadi, Jahui and also Komeng.
So I would like to do a short introduction of this case. First, Hafiz Hashim, the CFO of the Marine Corps Selamat was assigned by his chairman to do a recommendation on the improvement for the future company performance by making his interpretation of the value of the Marine Corps Selamat and its both subsidiaries, Greenport Selamat and also Sungai Emas Port Selamat. Marine Corps and both of its subsidiaries having a problem to retain and attract the experienced and skilled professionals due to the uncompetitive skills of the salary offered by the company. Thus, they needed to add contract staff to reduce the burden of the current manpower. This had resulted an increase of the cost of the operation and has hindered the expansion of the business. Surya's president has insisted that VBM, value-based management, will be used for Surya Group and all its subsidiary and associates company, as this will link the evaluation performance of the employee and also to the company performance, and will determine how much the bonus will be paid out to the general manager of each individual company. As a result, VBM was used to compute the economic earnings by the company to determine and examine whether the company are creating a value or otherwise. In generation of economic earnings, CFO perceives that the company should compare the financial performance with the investment expected return based on the cost of the capital.
For problem statement, here are some issues arise in this case. Firstly, Hafiz was confused with the amount of sufficient profit to justify the investment made by the investors. So Hafiz was thinking how sufficient is sufficient. Next, the general manager of Greenport, Anita, had an issue on the amortizations of drilling costs. Should the cost to be amortized? Furthermore, the general manager of the Marine Corps, Lee Jong-wai, had an issue on the disbursement of the dividends to the shareholders. Should the dividends to be disbursed? Lastly, Hafiz was in a dilemma whether to use the economic earnings or accounting profit to report the financial statement in the next board meeting.
Question 1. Determine the economic earnings for Marine Corps Sdn Bhd, Greenport and Sungai Emas. Economic earnings represent the actual earnings for shareholders. It is the way for company to account for value of changes in value of assets given in the market. It recognizes realized as well as unrealized revenue. And if a company is not generating any positive economic earnings, it can be said that they are not creating any shareholders' value. So we have calculated the economic earnings for Marine Corp as well as its two subsidiaries by using the formula of net operating profit after tax minus the weighted average cost of capital times average invested capital. So in the screen, we can see that in the table provided, the economic earnings for Marine Corp is amounted to 14,274,611, followed by Sungai Emas at the second place with 5,030,563. However, Greenport didn't manage to gain positive value and it only gained negative 14,588,232. So Based on the analysis of this economic earning, we can say that Marine Corp and Sungai Emas is actually creating value for their shareholders as the return to their shareholders is bigger than the cost of capital. However, Greenport failed to do so as the capital charge for them is extremely huge with the amount of 45 million. Therefore, we think that any further investment in Greenport should be avoided as they are not creating any value and the value of the company is getting lower day by day. Question 2. Rank the companies in terms of their financial performance. There are actually various methods to rank a company in terms of their financial performance. So in this case, we use economic earnings and accounting profit to rank the three companies in terms of their profit. So on the screen, we can see that when using economic earnings, Marine Corp placed at the first place with a really huge amount of economic earnings, followed by Sungai Emas at the second rank, and Greenport placed last as it only gained negative value of economic earnings. However, when accounting profit is being used, Greenport surprisingly placed first as its accounting profit is really a huge amount, that is roughly about 27 million, and followed by Marine Corp at the second place and Sungai Emas at the third rank. This is because to get economic earnings, revenue should be minus the implicit as well as explicit cost. However, accounting profit only to deduct the explicit cost. That is why Greenport managed to rank first because it didn't take into account its implicit cost, that is the capital charge. Therefore, we can say that to rank a company in terms of their financial performance, it is not merely just based on the profit, but we can see in terms of other aspects as well. Because of that, we use another approach to rank the companies in terms of their financial performance. We use 4 indicators to measure their financial ratios, that is net profit margin, current ratio, return on asset as well as return on equity. So based on the screen, we can see that when we use the financial ratios, Marine Corp can be placed at the first place because out of 4 indicators, 3 indicators shows that Marine Corp has the highest ratio as compared to the other 2 companies. Even its current ratio falls slightly lower than Sungai Emas, it still managed to maintain its current ratio so that it can meet its short-term obligation. And Sungai Emas can be ranked at the second place and its ratios are all at the average level. It's not too bad or too good. And all these 4 indicators shows that Greenport has the lowest ratio as compared to the other 2. So even the current ratio of Greenport passes the 1.0, but still it didn't manage to maintain a good impression on the investors or shareholders. So that is why it will leave a bad impression. So overall, Marine Corp has the best financial performance as compared to the other its 2 subsidiaries.
Question 3. Why are the general manager of Greenport Sdn Bhd and Marine Corp Sdn Bhd behaving in such a manner? Should Hafiz follow their suggestion for whether the dredging cost should be amortized? Okay, Greenport general manager want to amortize the cost and capitalize the Greenport value. Thus, it will reduce the significant expenses of 25 million and increase the profit of company. Okay, to be amortized the cost, it must be capital expenditure. What is the criteria to become capital expenditure? First, it must add the value. Second, substantially prolong the useful life of property. And third, change the property into new or different use. Okay, so if they meet the criteria, it should be capitalized. But there is a differences between repair and capital expenditure. What is the differences? Capital expenditure naturally put the capital asset in efficient operating condition, while repair is keep the asset in efficient operating condition. In this case, maintenance of dredging is prevent the vessel from entering the port because of the underwater currents. So the goals of dredging cost is keep the port efficient operating condition, and the effect is immediately. So Hafiz should recognize this type of expenditure as one-time expenses and that will directly affect the income.
Okay, the next issue is whether to pay dividends to the shareholders or not. It is a fact that it is not a company's obligation to pay dividends to the shareholders, some companies might choose to pay while some might not. In this case, we suggest Hafiz to continue with his plan to propose the dividends to the shareholders. This is because the company has a quite huge amount of money that they don't know where to spend and utilize the cash. So, this is the best time for the company to repay to the shareholders as they already provide the capital to the companies to do the business. If we look deeper into this case, we can see that the reason why GM of Marine Corp doesn't want to pay dividend because she wants to maximize the bottom line of the company, which is company's profit. Actually, this is a short-term consideration that can affect the company's long-term reputation. In addition, paying dividend can enhance the company's image and reputation. In reality, investors will perceive the dividend payment as a sign of evaluating a company's strength, a sign of management has a positive expectation for the future earning, and it will enable to provide certainty about the company's financial well-being. This will definitely will make the share more attractive, especially to the potential investors. This may lead to higher demand of share and can increase the share price immediately. In addition, payment of dividend also can boost the confidence level of potential investors who are seeking for a stable income associated with the dividends paid. Of course, investors will likely to invest in this kind of company. Lastly, the changes in dividend distributions, whether decrease or increase as compared to the previous year, can affect the share price of the company. For instance, if Marine Corp has a good record in paying dividends in the previous year, would be negatively affected if they decided not to pay dividend this year. Conversely, it would be positively affected if Marine Corp decided to pay dividend this year.
Question 4. What action can be taken to improve the future performance of Marine Corp and its two subsidiaries? Prepare a report of your recommendation to be presented to the chairman of the board. For question number 4, so the company should revise its compensation and perk packages of its employee to make it competitive as offered by the competitors in the same industry, as they require high skilled and experienced professionals to meet the quality of services for the internationally recognized quality. The packages must link the experience, the risk, and also the skills of the individual in the particular job. Likewise, the insurance coverage, working tools, and other related benefits should be able to act as a catalyst and motivation to improve the job performance. The second, we also would like to recommend the Marine Corp to merge both of its subsidiaries, Korean Port Sdn Bhd and also Sungai Emas Port Sdn Bhd, to operate both port and maritime services simultaneously. With the merger, they can overcome the lack of the skilled worker that they had faced currently. As a result, it will benefit both of company as it has the potential in delivering a better services and reduce the cost of the operation through sharing the same resources in the value chain. This is what we call synergy effect.
Other than that, the segregation of duty among CEO should be practiced. With the same CEO in the three companies, it will end up pay insufficient attendance to all of them. This will obviously destroy the rules and the ability of the CEO. In addition, in a large complex organizations, there are no one individuals who have the time and skill to do the triple job effectively at the same time. It will be unfair for any of the companies as it will decrease or affect the company's performance in the future. Hence, an appointment of new CEO should be done for each companies to improve their performance. Moreover, the company can provide a CSR program to the community, such as providing the scholarship to the undergraduate students to secure the talents and skillful employee for future. From this program, they do not need to worry about the shortage of permanent employee by employing the contract workers for incurring the additional costs. This program can be viewed as a long-term investment to the education, whereby it can secure the candidates through the scholarship bond. Thus, it may help to improve the future performance of the company. Last but not least, the company should take care of the social environment at the surrounding of the port area. Usually, the sustainability messages will be conveyed from top to bottom and make sure each of the employees is aware of these messages. Whenever there is any maintenance activities are conducted, the employee must take care of the environment and not throw any residue into the sea, because it will lead to the water pollution and harm the marine organisms in the sea. As a citizen, we have the responsibility to take care of our environment. If not us, then who?
Conclusion. Financial performance of Marine Corp is greater than the Sungai Emas Port and Green Port. Why? It's because Marine Corp has greater profit margin and economic earning. Secondly, Sungai Emas Port have lesser profit margin, but they have higher current ratio to able to meet the short-term obligation. Green Port has poor financial performance. It is because they have higher dredging costs and they have some financing loan. Okay, in conclude, we support President Surya to use value-based management to measure the company performance. Why? Because value-based management use economic earning, because economic earning is more straightforward approach that use the return of operating activity and the cost of financing fund. There is relative easy way to measure company performance. Secondly, is company economic earning use accounting data to analyze company. Thus, it is very presented for the public that able to public to measure for it. Thirdly, economic earning not only measure the earnings but also measure the cost of financing fund to get the earnings. Thus, manager will get motivated and increase the profit of company. So, VBS should link with the performance of employee and the company performance. So, manager will get motivated and add the best interest for the company. Lastly, economic earning focus on efficiency and the operating management. Thus, manager will identify how to create value by invest additional capital or reduce the expenses or decrease the cost of financing. So, this is a reason why we support VPN. Thank you.